This is Brother Benson, and today, this Monday evening, I have Miguda with me. Miguda, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing very much good this evening from my
Mm,
side. I'm managing very well, like any
mm.
other person. How about you over there?
Mimi niko vizuri. Hebu niambie, weekend yako ilikuwaje?
Oh, very nice, very nice. Weekend yangu imekuwa vizuri. Ni vile
Mm,
nasema tu ilikuwa tamu juu unapata siku ya Jumamosi nilienda kanisani
mm,
nikaomba, alafu pia siku ya Jumapili nilikuwepo na wewe ya asubuhi katika saa
yeah,
zetu za Kenya za
mm,
Afrika Mashariki, na vile
mm,
vile hapo ulipata pia mimi ni yule mfuasi ama yule shabiki wa timu ya Manchester United, na hapo tunapata ya kwamba tuliebuka washindi. Unajua tulishinda wale wenzetu ambao ni world record champions Chelsea.
mm.
Sasa kwa hayo nasema weekend yangu imekuwa tu vizuri sana, na pia nasema this is the first time nimepata ushindi kwa timu kubwa. Sasa I've been good this weekend until today, so I hope next weekend I'll also get another win.
The people of Migori were very happy this weekend, especially if you're coming from Migori County. If you go on the social media, when Odira won and broke the world 800 meters, is that one 800 meters race? She broke the world record and she won it. So, and she's coming from Migori. So when you go to the comment section, Migori, especially Odira, was trending, and everyone who was coming from Migori County, when you check all of them in their social media platforms, it was all decorated by congratulations for Odira, and that's a good thing. Maybe if we find time, I know he comes all the way from Sona West, somewhere in Sona West. That is his home area, our home area. I mean, you know, what do you say about now? What can you say about the Migori? Migori.
What about Migori? You know, the member of parliament of our Suna, initially Suna East and Suna West used to be Migori constituent. So there was a former member of parliament by the name John Okwan. In
Mm,
parliament, he used to stand and say, "What about Migori?" So if you
yeah,
ask me what about Migori, I remember him. I can say the people of Migori were very happy
yeah.
for the Odira's victory,
Mm-hmm.
and it also reflects a sense of belonging that
Mm-hmm.
when you're coming from a particular region and you have a person who has emerged a victory,
Mm-hmm.
everybody tend to believe that that victory
Is
is
theirs.
bestowed upon them. Yeah. So
They own
that's
it.
also part of they own it. So that's what I say it's a sense of belonging.
So that's why, like today, the Migorians, we would say, so the Migorians are owning the victory of Odira. So, congratulations to Odira for such amazing performance for her 800 meters race. Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. We are here this Monday evening. So many things happened during the weekend, but I want to comment. We want to start with, especially, we want to go to the Malava constituency, whereby the UDA carried out their nomination. Actually, they did it all over the country. The son of Injendi, who was being supported by Farouk Kibet, lost to the minority leader David Ndakwa, of the UDA nomination primaries. And if you listen to him, he was talking about, or he was blaming the Prime Cabinet Secretary, that is Musalia Madavadi, for playing a role, for being his hands in his losing of the election. So that one gives you, there was that internal wars in the UDA. So I think, like, the guy who has won, he might be Mudavadi's right hand person, or somebody who has Mudavadi's interest. What do you say about that, especially when you see the son is complaining that he lost because of the hands of Prime Minister, Prime Cabinet Minister Musalia Mudavadi?
I've also had the position of ODM in Malava. They have said they have withdrawn their candidate and
Yeah.
they're going to support the UDA candidate, the one you have just mentioned,
Yeah.
the name. The other one who lost, I think it could be true because you understand right now in the Malaba by-election,
Yeah.
there could be an issue from Prime Cabinet Secretary that the Prime Cabinet Secretary might have been supported by Malala previously, the ANC candidate,
Yeah.
and Farouk Tibet and Prime Cabinet Secretary might have lost to the candidate, which the other candidate, because you find out that it's just like I can say currently there is the influence of Madavadi is decreasing into the region, and when it is decreasing, it means there are things that are just emerging naturally. Because if you cannot influence the people to nominate a mayor candidate from the Malava by-elections, what about the regional politics? That's what we are waiting to see on Wednesday at Kasipul Kabondo, because on Wednesday is very hotly contested there.
Mm-hmm.
So if the person who is being supported, like for instance, we say Bodwere
Mm-hmm.
can lose to Newton Ogada, it will show that Gladys Wanga has lost influence into the Kasipul constituency.
I think Kasipul, I saw a video also going around, especially from DG from Homa Bay, actually was talking about the same. And it's going to be a very big contest, but to me it is a do or die inside the election of Kasipul Kabondo, not only for nomination, even for the election day for the mini polls. If in case the candidate, especially Boyd Were, wins the nomination, it will be upon Wanga to work very hard to make sure that Boyd Were wins, because from all indication, it means that the father of Boyd, that is the late Ngondo Were, was a very influential person, or was a very key person to Gladys Wanga, because even before the late was buried, we started to see the Wanga, how Wanga was very, 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 attached to that funeral. And the people even say that that death hit her harder, you know. And he's going to compete. Um, so many people, and there's also rumors in the ground that majority of members of parliament, especially from Homa Bay, they're not so much close to her the way Ongondo area was. So this will be like Gladys Wanga, and she will do everything possible within her means and all the resources just to make sure that Boyd Were wins. Because if she doesn't win, or if Boyd Were doesn't win, then that one will not go well with her. And this is also like a way to say thank you to the family. That's why like she's so much involved in the campaigns of Boyd Were. Maybe if you can add something.
I just want to add two things. First, you find out that when the lawmaker died,
Yeah.
at the funeral, Raila said that the king is gone, long live the king. To me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like an hereditary whereby if someone is gone, the son or the daughter should take over. That's according to Raila Odinga. So even if you have been following Boyd's campaign, they have been using that slogan of Raila saying, oh, well, those people kill Ongondo, but Ongondos must go on. So it means it's a clear indication that Raila Odinga is supporting the boy,
Mm-hmm.
because you understand, to many people, it appears like a more of a sympathy to the family, that because you lost your dad on a bullet, then it's proper maybe to another way of consoling the family is to allow one of them to contest and the party support that person, because it looks like they have not lost anything, because the dad died, was an MP, then the son has also taken over from the dad. That one can be considered by reloading. Another thing I'm also seeing with the Benson, the
Yeah.
way you have stated clearly that Laris Wanga, maybe the late MP, could have been someone who of value to her, because you understand that in Kasipul constituency, that's the largest constituency in terms of population in the entire Mobay County. So
Mm-hmm.
when you have such a person in alliance, you're gonna make a lot of influence. Although you find also that other than that one, he also had some goons, some people whom he could be hired and used in the political rallies, and they were very, very aggressive. To that extent, how are you going to maintain these people? Because this person was playing for you a crucial role in the ground, whereby no one could have opposed Mama. So, having said that, you find out that currently, I'm speaking to you, there have been a lot of input into Boyd's campaign. And other than what people are seeing on the social media or on the mainstream media, there are some campaigns going on, very, very extensive campaigns in Kasipul Kabondo, to an extent that the young boy has also made significant role. And if you go to the ground silently, you'll find out that the young man, the boy has made a significant move. And also, if you ask the residents, they refer to him as Were, and they are saying, at Were's home, we were called at Were's home, we were given cash, we were mobilized at Were's home. You know, he's doing campaigns from the dad's home. So that's the fact that it's coming out as someone who is the late son of the deceased. And also remember, people are forgetting. People have been saying that Aroko has money, Biora has money, some of have money. But let me tell you, even Ongondo Were was having money. Because I've also tried to ask people, they no, don't talk that. That person was a businessman, and that's why he had to defeat Aroko in the previous election because of that money. So in terms of money, you can see the input of Governor Wanga into the Boyd's campaign. So in terms of money, not that everybody was paused or was come out to give out. Even that young man is as well distributing money the way those people are distributing money. So in terms of money, I can say in the ODM camp, Boyd Were has been distributing money very well, and also Aroko and Manibio. So it's just a matter of Wanga's position in this constituency. That is a do die for Wanga, that Wanga must reclaim that seat back to the ODM party.
And you know, also in politics, you have to look at loyalty. So Wanga also has to have somebody who is very loyal to her, you know. So by that, she will have to put more, and she's going to put a lot of resources in Boyd Were campaign, and also Boyd Were will have an advantage of his father, despite the political or the political journey or the political history that the father has. So you know. So there's so much going on. But now, coming back to Malava constituency, whereby you find the son of Injendi is complaining about the Musalia Madavadi. So, and if you look at it critically, the Farouk Kibet yani earlier had campaigned in that area. Remember, there was a time, I don't know, it was the DAP Kenya leader, when he went over there, talked about Farouk Kibet, don't come in this area. You look at also Boni Aluale talked about Farouk Kibet, not he, you know. So Farouk Kibet had been a figure that was being mentioned, especially in Malava constituency. And we know for a fact, if Farouk Kibet was supporting the son of Injendi, which means the president too was also involved, because he's a personal assistant to the president. He cannot go outside the let's say that the wishes of the president. And now we see another person who they did not support is winning that seat. And what message, or what message does it send, especially when you look at the influence of Musalia Mudavadi in Malava, you know, because like may say, for example, his candidate has won, if say to say, but he has won on the UDA ticket, you know. Does that one change the influence of the president and the UDA?
First, I just want to view it that you understand the way you have said clearly that Farouk Kibet is the personal assistant to Mr. President, vis-a-vis Musalia Mudavadi, also a close ally to Mr. President. So it means that whenever the PA has taken a position to support any candidate, I think there was a consent from Mr. President that they are in one union, that in one agreement, that me and you, we support it, because I don't see whereby you Ruto can support another candidate and Farouk the other one. So I just want to say that the fact that the candidate has lost, to me, it means that the people have access their democratic right without being interfering, and also the party also has decided to let it go. the democratic way that even if the party has taken position to support a different candidate, but if the people say no, it is the people who should prevail, the people who are sovereign, not the party, not the peer of the president. That one I can just try to say that democracy has prevailed in my side, if at all the candidate has won free, fair, transparent, and equal, and the people have voted for that person. I can just say it's a clear indication that it doesn't matter who supports who. The president, understand right now, Farouk Kibet was moving the parliament team, and Farouk Kibet was having a lot of money and even was distributing during the time of campaigns. But after all, we realized that the other person has won. So to me, I can just say that it's very clear and crystal clear that the it doesn't matter who supports you, but you can win. And I also want to say that if the when is the election primaries is going to be fair, and anybody who won should be declared. But I don't know the system which they applied in Malava. If it was a secret ballot, I can trust that process, because if it was electronic gadget, that one I have some benefit of doubt, because you understand they can do programming.
Okay, I think they used electronic process. People are voting electronically, and maybe just to mention before we go to the main discussion of today that we have. When you look at now the way the way the UDA has conducted their primaries, especially in terms of violence, we've not seen violence. If there must be by like in a minimal, yeah. So, what can you say about that? As we welcome our brother, how are you doing, sir?
How are you, Brother Benson?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm very fine.
Okay, thank you so much. We just started and we were just discussing about Malava constituency, where a candidate who was supported by Farouk Kibet lost to another candidate who seems to be an ally of Musalia Mudavadi. And the son of the late president Injendi was complaining on how the Musalia Mudavadi influence costed him his victory. And the good thing is that he conceded the defeat and said he's still going to be a member of UDA and support the president.
Thank you. I did not know that. You've given me the information right now. But
Yeah.
if it is going that way, I think Ruto is ousting Mudavadi. That is a plan for him to oust him. So Mudavadi better be prepared. When he said he's going to fold his party and go to UDA, he could have better asked other people who have been there. They folded their parties and what is happening to them. So I think that one will be a war, because Farouk is the mouthpiece of Ruto.
Yeah.
So if his candidate is saying that, just know that is Ruto talking.
So, but talking about folding his party, because like I know he folded the party, and I don't know, the party, they came up with a new party that that we were no longer going to see UDA and Amani, but we do not see any major activity surrounding that new party. Even the slogans, it is buried. Was this one a scheme maybe to kill Madavadi politically?
Yes, Mudavadi is finished politically, because even if you look at the actions that he does, he was pushed even further from Kenyan politics when he was made the foreign affairs. He became the foreign affairs. He is like Ruto was trying to push into from politics so that he can edge him out in Western. I think he has seen that his purpose has been made, and he no longer needs him. Ruto always cuts somebody he's seen is not longer interested in, or he sees something that he's not going to bring to the table. I think that is one of the major reasons with the upcoming DAP and Natembea in that region. I think it has really frustrated Ruto with Mudavadi.
Okay, thank you so much. We were just looking at, I was asking Miguda about The nomination that has happened, especially for UDA, we did not see especially violence that we usually witness during the party nominations. This one seems to be, we have like less violence or people protesting. Miguda, what do you have to say about that?
What do you want to say about, maybe if you can ask?
When you look at the party primaries that took place, especially for UDA party primaries, we did not see violence, as we always witness during such activity, especially people fighting for party certificate, people talking about bribery and rigging, and it usually results to violence. But we did not see during the one for UDA. What does it speak about the UDA, how they've organized themselves in terms of party primaries, and even talking to the candidates that are vying to accept the results the way they are?
That's why I was asking you whether it was electronic or it was manual or a secret ballot, because if it was electronic, then there's a probability that it was programmed. Me, I've worked with the primaries nomination, so whenever there's an electronic gadget, don't trust that electronic gadget when it comes to primaries, because they usually program it, and they will come to you as a governor and tell you how many MCAs do you want to work with. Who are your preferences? Then after you set their name, they just program them. Then tomorrow you go for elections, it will generate the exact MCAs who the governor want to work with. And let me tell you one thing. That's why it can be controlled. The violence can be managed and controlled, to my view, because if the candidate which was supported by Farouk and candidate which was supported by Madavadi never made it, it means that it can be to show the public that we are democratic as UDA, and also to demonstrate that if your candidate has lost, you just concede. And they are trying to make it look like Madavadi has lost. But remember,
I think the member of is the member of county assembly. I think is leaning towards Madavadi.
It's the member of county assembly, but I'm saying they want to make it look like we are democratic party, and they have managed the violence that even if the person who was supposed to win has lost, he has conceded. So to me, I can just say
hello, Miguda. Okay, we lost Miguda, so he might come back. Hey, Joseph, I don't know whether you had we've not experienced any violence, especially for the UDA during their primaries. So maybe they might have come up with a strategy that is working for them, especially for the candidates to accept the result the way they are. Even in
Brother Benson, can you hear me?
Yeah, you were not audible at first.
Let me conclude this one. I'm just concluding. I'm saying I'll just invite you and my good friend Joseph one day. Joseph and I've also invited Makobura. Makobura is working on this one. Even Barack. Go and find out anytime the electronic gadget has been used in a nomination, whereby you walk into a polling station, you find whether it is a tablet or a laptop. Then you find the candidates. Then they ask you as a voter, are you a registered member of the party? Yes. Where's your membership number? Yes. Then who is your preferred candidate? Then you press the person. That gadget is programmed, and it can manufacture any person whom you want.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, I want to add to what
Joseph, can you mention
Brother
something about
Miguda is saying.
violence that we've not witnessed, especially with the UDA primaries?
I want to add what Brother Miguda said, because he has brought a very valid point. When you talk about these party primaries and using the electronic gadgets, for example, let me ask you: you are a member of UDA, of ODM.
Yeah.
You're a member of ODM. So, if you are a member of ODM and you don't go to vote for the party primaries, where do you think your vote lies? because for example, not everybody who goes to vote for those party primaries in certain areas, because you are a member of a certain party in a certain region.
Yeah.
So if you don't go and vote, where does your vote go? So that is
Mm.
what Brother Miguda is coming to tell you, that most of these gadgets are always programmed, and the votes are always the ones who don't appear to vote. Their votes are always put to the candidate that they want to win,
Ah,
because
okay.
this one will still be used for, they just, ile ukora iko kwa kuelect, they just say that the person appeared, he voted for this candidate. What evidence will you have that that guy did not show to vote? There is no evidence, if as long as his ID is there. Because when you
Mm.
register for a political party, what requirements do you give? You give your ID, and
Mm-hmm.
you give your voters card, so that you
Okay.
are registered for a political party. So I think that one is used for manipulating the systems, but it
Mm-hmm.
becomes hard for general elections, because general election, most of the people tend to come and vote. But for
Yeah.
party primary, si kila mtu party primary, si kila mtu anaenda kuvote.
Yeah.
So but it is seen, after it is going to be seen, it will be
Mm.
seen in the general election. That is what will
Okay.
happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph. Now, I know we had talked about it, but we did not talk about it into details. But I'm seeing something that we should look at. When you look at Kalonzo Musyoka, Kalonzo Musyoka now he's becoming one of those that I think are the wild card with them. That any place that they might support might make significant in terms of or advancing is an added advantage to any candidate that is he is going to support. Or if he doesn't run, I'm looking at if he's supporting anybody, maybe supporting any presidential candidate that will be that they will agree upon in opposition. Because the reason why I'm saying this, last was it during the weekend when he came out and said how the president is using some of the clergy to woo him so that he can be on his side. And you look at um, the president, the good relation with president with the right honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and he still wants to work with Kalonzo Musyoka or to bring him closer to his side. Does it mean that the support he's getting from the Right Honorable Prime Minister Odinga right now, or the support he's enjoying from the Prime Minister Raila Odinga base, is not enough for him to make an impact, especially when it comes to voting? Or why is he trying to bring Kalonzo closer? Let me start with you, Joseph.
Yes, yeah, it's very good. I was also burning and wanted to tell me good I start. So
Mm,
let me ask you a question, Brother Benson. I'll start
mm,
it with a question. How
mhm.
many votes? How many votes did Mudavadi bring for Ruto in 2022? The
Oh,
statistic says it is not even, cannot be more than 500 votes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So how many votes did Kalonzo bring to Raila Odinga in
almost a million.
yeah, almost 1 million,
Mhm.
and that one you are looking in Ukambani region. We are
Mhm.
not Kalonzo has a following also. His people are scattered there. He's even in Coast and
Yeah.
Nairobi.
Mhm.
So I think Ruto is playing a wild card, and I think he has. Unajua kila mtu lazima afanye hesabu. In this life
Mhm.
you must do calculations. So I think Ruto did, and that is the thing that we always argue here with Nick.
Mhm.
We always argue here with Nick about the numbers. I told Nick here just like 1 month ago, that Kalonzo holds a very compactable block
Mm.
that can give him almost 1.2 million votes, which
Mm.
is a game changer. If,
Yeah.
for example, if you can get Kalonzo on your team, and he gives
Mhm.
you the 1.2 million votes,
Votes,
you will
yeah.
be having a very good head start, as
Mm.
you try to
Mm.
compose your other people to support you.
Mm.
And I think that one is a headache to Ruto. I think that one is burning William Ruto
Mm.
to the core, because he knows that the people he has remained with is either he supports Raila Odinga. And Raila, you know the votes that he brought from Nyanza region.
Yeah.
And you know the ones that Kalonzo brought from there. If you do the calculation of the numbers are not adding up to William Ruto. He knows that. It's not that he does not know. He knows. And he, you know, when you do the analysis for politics, you just see a certain demographics that always occur. In 2013, you look at the demographics that occurred between Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo. You remember Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo. Kalonzo started to say that they need to go for elections so that they can know who is going to be the flag bearer. And the person who was supposed to be the kingmaker at that time was William Ruto. So Kalonzo wanted to go head to head with Uhuru Kenyatta, but Ruto played his games, and so Kalonzo was not bringing any majority votes than the ones Uhuru Kenyatta was supposed to bring. This one also spanned out in 2017, and it came to play in 2022. 2022 also Kalonzo, William Ruto was wooing Kalonzo so much because he knew if he could bring. I'm telling you, if Kalonzo came to the party of Ruto in 2022, Ruto could have won with a landslide, because it's like saying remove 1 million from the side of Raila and put it to Ruto, and then remove the 500 votes for Madavadi and take them to Raila. You see, he could have won with a landslide. The distance could have not been there, but now he's looking for a new demographics and calculations that if now I can get Raila Odinga on my side and I get Kalonzo, that one will be a game changer, because if they leave Rigathi Gachagua with this Mount Kenya on a limbo, because they need now to know where they are going to get the votes to additional. So Kalonzo Musyoka ni ile maua saizi, ni ile maua inaangaliwa kwa urembo sana. Ile maua inaangaliwa kwa urembo sana. So I think that is what is happening.
Okay, thank you so much. And Miguda, I want you also to maybe to give us another perspective. Do you think this one makes Kalonzo to be much stronger than ever since his political career, when you find that the president is going as far as involving the clergy, especially to convince Kalonzo to come to president's side? How valuable, or his value has really increased from the last general election to now we are going to 2027?
I just want to begin from where Joseph has established it, because if Ruto could have taken Kalonzo and let Madavadi go, because Wetangula brought the Bukusu vote to Ruto, almost overwhelmed, Ruto could be ahead of Raila with a very wide margin. Because that you understand what happened in Ukambani when we were waiting for the result at Bomas. The Ukambani votes were fever. And Kindiki confessed that, hey, those figures in Ukambani, the Ukambani voted for Raila with whole heart. Now the game changer was Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya now started coming in. That's where Ruto now overtook Raila. But the Ukambani votes for this, they were almost to a million, close to a million. They leave alone the Nairobi, those Ukambas in Pipeline and the other campus in those part of Central. But the Ukambani alone made very significant figure. And we ask ourselves, if Raila could have let Kalonzo go, the way Raila wanted to let Kalonzo go, Raila angekuwa wapi? So, riding on that point, currently Kalonzo has increased in value. The reason why I'm saying Kalonzo has of the political dynamics. Remember when we were going to the demonstration, when Gachagua was being impeached, when there was issue of AUC, the darling was Raila Odinga, because Gachagua was very clear that Raila Odinga, if you can come to my camp, I can confirm to you that we are going to vote at Kibra Olympics polling station, Olympic primary. You will be the president before even you enter to that polling station, because Gachagua was very clear. So Gachagua wanted Raila by that time, by all means. But Ruto already has taken Raila akamweka kwa box. So Gachagua decided to let Raila go. Now, what is happening right now? Kalonzo, after Raila is gone, Gachagua is also another politician. he has decided now he's not letting Kalonzo to go. And right now, look at the way he's holding Kalonzo. He's holding him to a point. He said that if Ruto must speak to Kalonzo, come through me. I don't know what he has given Kalonzo, but even look at Kalonzo. Kalonzo right now has stuck to Gashagwa. But now I want to say this: William Ruto, having been a seasonal politician, knows very well that he has Raila in the basket, Raila's vote, but that one is not enough because you must do it once. By losing, for instance, if in case he has lost the entire Mount Kenya, that's a very, very significant margin that you can't replace it with one region. You need people. You need a double. You need Raila's number to to make sure that you are done and dusted with the 27. So that's if that could not be the case, Ruto could have not been looking for Kalonzo. He could have just waited for the election, but he knows very well that by Mount Kenya going from his side, or the single replacement can come from Kalonzo or combined with Raila.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now, Joseph, when you're looking at whatever happens, and like some people are looking at this way because President William Ruto needs a second chance, and maybe he has calculated and look at the scenario and look at say the only way that I can be safe. Let me take this opportunity also to greet Mr. Laban. Thank you so much. Hi, Laban, Miguda, and Joseph. How are you doing? Joseph, I thank you for trying to understand Kenyan politics. I think you are better. Joseph, hiyo ni message yako from ndugu yetu Laban.
I like Laban. Laban is always, unajua Laban ni rafiki yangu, ni vile tunapenda is like the same with Mzalendo. Unajua Mzalendo tunapeana kupeana, nipe nikupe, lakini given Miguda here is my brother. I like when we debate sober debates. When we have sober debates, it's very interesting. And debates that somebody comes with his own opinion. I never doubt his opinion. His opinion is very good sometimes. And sometimes I might come to argue, and I say maybe I don't agree with some part. I agree. Sometimes we disagree with Miguda. Sometimes we agree with him. So it's all about politics. That is politics now, not about war. Those are not politics, brother. Those ones are...
Yeah, and another thing I really like about Laban is one person who doesn't hide his stand. He has maintained ever since. I've never had him maybe changing his stance. Like he has always stood to his guns. I say it's two-term for him, and he has always stood by that. Yeah, but now coming to the Kalonzo issue, because even Rigathi Gachagua, when he says that, okay, if president wants to talk to Kalonzo, he has to come through me. Even Gachagua knows very well that the value for Kalonzo in that coalition, or the value of Kalonzo to him, is bigger. What can you say about Gachagua, especially with his rhetoric or in his politics, and still find it maybe Kalonzo is so much valuable to him and to the coalition, so that he has to make sure that if somebody wants to talk to Kalonzo, has to come through me?
Yes, thank you for that question, and I want to answer it simply that Kalonzo is precious to everybody. Kalonzo is also precious to Rigathi Gachagua. I don't think Gachagua is immune. He also needs Kalonzo Musyoka's support if he's going to be able to tilt the balance of what he's trying to do. And William Ruto also knows that Kalonzo is a game changer if he comes to his party. So I think Kalonzo ni ule mrembo anajaribu kupiganiwa. In every election you always have a mrembo. In 2022, I can tell you clearly, Musalia Madavadi was the mrembo. And you see what he tilted. The balance of the scales, he tilted 200 votes, 200,000 votes. So in every election, there must be that guy who is always looked at as the person who can be able to tilt the scale. But I think also, as we were talking, Mr. Miguda was talking, I also thought of another suggestion. Maybe Ruto has checked and seen, if I take Kalonzo Musyoka, I can be able to tilt the balance from the Gen Z. Also the Gen Z is a major factor that is disturbing these politicians. All of them, not only Ruto. Even Gachagua himself does not know how to master what Gen Z want. Gen Z, you know, there have been so many players that have come in. You know, the likes of Akina Boniface Mwangi and the likes of Jimmy Wanjigi and the other people who are coming, and the emeritus Maraga. So that one is making them, I think, jitterish. You cannot know what will happen with the Gen Z vote. So they are trying to scramble for any support they can get. And I'm telling you, it will be like this till the end. It will be like this till the end. It will be everybody trying to wound somebody. That's why you see even I told you Farouk is wooing Matiang'i so much to his side. So this is time for wooing. Then when we get to real campaigns is when you'll see people now coming full blown. Right now, they are laying the start. And you know one thing that Ruto is afraid also, and Gachagua is afraid, and all these party people are afraid, is about the by-election. They don't know where it is going to lie. Even you don't know, Brother Benson, when you're laying there. You don't know if Were is going to win the election, the son of Were. You don't know if he's going to win that by elections. We don't know if Malava, not Malava, I'm saying this Bere. We don't know if Bere, that candidate for DP, will fail. So this is the time everybody is trying to gear up and see what will happen. But where we are going to see the real whole story is after by-elections. That is where we are going to see the real coalitions being formed. I think after by-elections.
Okay, so thank you so much, Laban. This is what Balance
Brother
said.
Benson,
Laban,
allow me to add something, Brother Benson, on that point before we shift gears. Kalonzo, Ruto might have a wild card because currently, you understand, Raila has also hide his card. Raila has said that we are in broad-based government, but the SGS insist that they are not. And Ruto might also make it Raila very clear that if you must leave the broad-based government, I bring in Kalonzo. So that is up to you. Because now this politics, if Raila is vying, and Raila also, remember Raila also has invited Kalonzo ODM at 20 in Mombasa. He invited Kalonzo as one of the guests, and the Kalonzo team were declining, although Kalonzo has not made an official statement. So why is it that Raila inviting Kalonzo at a personal level? Ruto is insisting sending askofus to Kalonzo. The Rigathi Gachagua has hold Kalonzo, not letting him go. So I can say Kalonzo is just ni kama yule vile amesema a new bride in town, and people knows his value, that if he backs you, that 1 million vote is very significant.
So now when you look at it, because like maybe Joe, I think I can come to you, because like before, let me read what Laban said, that at Brother Ben, the Ukambani votes will be split. Mount Kenya apathy and Kalenjin voting like never before. Okay, let's how will it be apathy to Mount Kenya? Do you think they're not going to vote?
Yeah, let me take that one. Oh, you want Biguda to go first?
No, maybe if you can answer the Mr. Laban, because how is Mount Kenya going to have apathy?
Let me say this. Laban is not. This politics is very tricky. You have heard Brother Miguda telling you that Raila can be holding a wild card. So nobody knows what will happen. But I'm telling you, voter apathy can be in Mount Kenya and it can be in Rift Valley. You know why the voter apathy will come in? The voter apathy will come because people have not seen any change. People have been voting, but people are tired, Brother Benson. I think you can now realize Kenyans are tired. Not even in Mount Kenya and Rift Valley. I think all of even the Nyanza region, there will be, because if Raila has been going for it at the presidential level and not fully of the Nyanza region becoming fully to support his candidature, we know it has not been 100%. I think the only place that has been 100% is Mount Kenya. And do you check at the last election how many votes came from Mount Kenya? Because it shocked me also. There was voter apathy. And I think it might be two sides of the coin. There might be voter apathy, or if Ruto continues with what he's doing, maybe Mount Kenya can get angry and they come to vote. They turn out in large numbers. So it can be two-way street. But the moment I'm going to talk about these ones, about the coalitions, is after the by-elections. Is when we are going to know who holds the card Like, for example, in Mount Kenya, we are going to know who holds the card in these by-elections. In Malava, we know who is holding the cards, either Musalia Mudavadi or DAP. We are going to know who is holding the card.
Yes.
Let me tell you, if Raila Odinga loses the seat for because it is Raila, we are terming it as Raila because he's an MP for ODM.
ODM, yeah.
And the ODM, the party leader is His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, is the one who is going to be fronting his candidate. So if that candidate loses, brother, is going to be an uphill task. But if he wins, it will be going to the other level. So this is very delicate. Until we see the by-election, that is when I'm going to start talking about coalitions.
Okay. Remember, this is what Laban says. Remember, the Kikuyu diaspora, especially in Rift Valley, will be shy the 2027, I think, in fear of the past of equation two term. Then the diaspora Kikuyu, especially the Rift Valley, will shy. Okay, yeah, from the ballot. Okay, that's that. Okay, that's also, that one can be true also. But there's something that I wanted to ask, because like you find sometimes, most of the times, Migoda, when especially those who are allied to the Right Honorable Prime Minister, or those who are allied to ODM, they usually dismiss Kalonzo Musyoka. Do they see this, or do they still believe that there's no way Kalonzo cannot make an impact in politics by joining another party apart from where the Right Honorable Prime Minister and William Ruto is? That's why they keep on dismissing him. Miguda. Okay. Joseph, let me as you wait for Miguda, because like you find that most of the time you find that there are people who usually dismiss Kalonzo, especially the voters themselves, and even some leaders. But you find that people like leaders like President William Ruto, President Raila, Prime Minister Raila, they know the significance of Kalonzo, and they try by all means to have him close. And by what Miguda said, that they've invited him to the ODM at 20. Yeah. And if he fails to go, yeah, what can this one send message? Can this one send messages to those who are dismissing him, if president can keep on looking for him?
Brother Benson, when you talk about somebody, when you talk about somebody so much, it means he has a potential. There is something that he has that you are lacking, and you need it to be with you. If you see somebody talking about somebody so much, it's something they are really missing that person to be a party with them. And let me tell you, the person who is going to be a game changer in these whole things, if that is how it's going to be after the by-election, I think Uhuru Kenyatta will be a big game changer in that thing. I think that's why they are trying to quote him, because I think the only person who can be able to speak to Kalonzo in a very friendly manner is only one, because I think Kalonzo and Uhuru, I think they are always best of friends. I think also even in 2022, you remember Kalonzo alisema hawezi simama na Raila Odinga tena. Remember he had said I might be stupid again to support Raila for the third time. But I think Uhuru tried to convince him. And you can see even in all the things, you see the parties that they go, you find when Gideon has his function, you find Uhuru is there, you find Kalonzo is there. When Kalonzo has a function, you find, I think, also, Raila also is quoting Uhuru so much because he knows when they try to quote this Uhuru is going to play for them apart. So I think he's still been envisaged in this 2027. So that is what is happening in these things. So I think Kalonzo is still valuable, and people and every part needs him. They want him to be a person who is going to change the game for them. But I think also Kalonzo, unajua pia yako na maringo. Kalonzo ako na maringo sana bwana, lazima aringaringe kidogo. So we'll see this for a while.
So much. I'm seeing my good brother Barak is here with us. I'm also seeing Makubura, and let me take this opportunity to say hi to all of you. I can also see Judith has also joined us on the comment section together with the Brenda. Barak, how are you doing, sir?
Hi, Brother Ben. I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing fine. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Yeah.
Mambo ilienda vizuri, labda yako na ya wenzangu hapo.
Mimi kwangu naweza sema kuzuri, labda hao watakitemea. Okay, Bako Bura, habari gani? Okay,
Hello,
I think
good evening. I'm doing good. Nashukuru. Wali gani? Ndugu yangu brother Ben, naona ndugu yangu Barak, naona ndugu yangu Joseph, naona Miguda. Nachukua hii fursa kuwasalimu bila kusahau wale wenzetu ambao wanatutazama na wanatuongelesha hapa the comment section, nawakaribisha nao pia.
Okay, asante sana Makubura kwa hayo. Mi nataka kuwapatia tu labda tu habari pale ambapo vitu ambazo tumezungumzia hatujaenda sana. To begin with, we started talking about the Malava by-election and primaries, sorry, not by-election, but primaries. What happened? Our weekend was cool. Thank you so much, Austin Otieno. We saw the son of the late MP Injendi was complaining of Madavadi influence, and that one might have costed him his costed him and he lost. That is something that we discuss about. That is what we've talked about. But maybe in brief, when the son of the Injendi is saying that, okay, due to Madavadi, maybe he might have lost. And we saw this was a candidate that was being supported by Farouk Kibet. And he has campaigned for him for this period of time until they were going for primaries, and now he loses. What does one mean to Farouk Kibet, and especially knowing very well that Farouk Kibet is assistant to the president, so which means the right-hand man for president has lost.
You know, this local politics sometimes so they become very much complicated, even to the national leaders. And you know, Mudavadi trying very much to stamp his influence in Kakamega County politics and also in Viga politics. So he had to ensure that if it's true he influenced the defeat of Malulu Injendi's son, then it means that those people at the ground, they listen to him. And I think to Farouk, I think you know, Farouk is Ruto's aide, but he's trying to stamp his influence in some local politics. And I think the defeat of Malulu Injendi's son is a clear message that those people, they are independent mind, the people of Malava constituency. They are independent mind. And even if you conduct so many empowerment projects there, they are still going to vote for someone whom they believe stands for their own interest. That is why you see this young man is blaming Madavadi, because he believes that Madavadi was not for him, but supported a different candidate who eventually won. So that means that Madavadi is popular in that area because people are listening to him. Now, the task for Madavadi is to ensure that the candidate that he's being associated with wins the by-election. Because if that candidate does not win, then it will spell doom for his popularity also in Kakamega County.
Mike.
You're muted, Brother Ben.
Sorry so much. We were also talking about Kalonzo Musyoka because on Saturday we saw what President was saying about Kalonzo Musyoka, whereby he said that he was accusing Kalonzo Musyoka for misleading the Kamba people, especially the Ukambani residents, for not getting development from the government by opposing or by not supporting or being on his side. That was President said. But when the Kalonzo got the mic, especially in different occasions, actually it was the same area, Kalonzo also said that president has been using the clergy to woo him to come to his side. So you find that this conflicting information that is coming. Now we are looking at what value does Kalonzo have that president has seen, that he has taken him to involve the clergy to convince Kalonzo so that they can work together? What value has he seen in Kalonzo?
If you ask me, I think, you know, this issue of 50+1, it's not a very simple matter. That is why if you are a candidate like the incumbent president right now, you must not take any vote for granted. Be it Kalonzo, be it Matiang'i, be it Eugene, as long as you can add them on your side, then that will make you will mean something to you. Remember, towards 2022 election, Ruto was very adamant that UDA was not going to go into any coalition arrangement with any political party because he did not believe in local regional leaders coming together to form a coalition arrangement with any so that they can win power. But now, as time went by, I think someone advised him, and he listened. That is when now he started bringing on board the likes of Amani National Congress, Amani chama ilikuwa Madavadi, the likes of Ford Kenya, the likes of Chap Chap, the likes of ya Kingi, because initially he was against coalition arrangements, but someone advised him that you need to bring anybody who is willing to come so that you will match that 50+1% that is required. And from how people voted, you will agree with me that if it were not for those small arrangements that he had with the CCM, Maendeleo Chap Chap, and the Ford Kenya and these small parties, he could have not managed to reach that 50+1% as required by the Constitution. Therefore, I think having learned from the past, I think Ruto will try as much as he can to bring any politician who is willing to be on his side, be it Kalonzo, be it Matiang'i, be it whoever, because he's very much committed to ensuring that he reaches that once the people goes to the polls in 2027, the first round he will manage to get 50+1. That is if that will happen. But on the other hand, those who are ganging up against him also understands that 50+1 is a requirement. So they would really want to keep people from on their side, so that if they go to the election, they will manage to pull that 50+1. So it's a game of numbers. If you can manage to convince people to come on your side, well and good. If you cannot manage to do that, then woe unto you, because you must ensure that whatever you do, you ensure that you raise that 50+1 as the threshold according to our Constitution. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Barak, for giving us your take. Miguda, I don't know if you're there. You can kindly also brief us on what has been going through, so that we don't repeat ourselves. I've just joined. Miguda.
Okay, Makubura was someone as well. We were just discussing the issue of Kalonzo Musyoka, whether he is very useful in the forthcoming election, because people from ODM have been waiting for him to support Raila Odinga, and Raila has also invited him to celebrate ODM at 20 in Mombasa. Currently, William Ruto is also looking for him through Askofus, and Rigathi Gachagua is holding him, doesn't want him to get out of his camp. And also, the people of Raila have said, and I was following them in Bunge la Wananchi, that Kalonzo will support tu mara ya mwisho, then we support. So why are they calling Kalonzo to support them for the last time? So is he useful, or is the current bride in town? So I think that's where we were on with our discussion. Maybe if you can bring your input and other things.
Okay, I'll give my comments on that. I don't know whether Joseph had given his, and then Barack will give his comment on that as well. Yeah. So to me, I think Kalonzo Musyoka is a Kenyan politician who has been in the field of politics for quite a long, and of course, he has always supported Raila Amolo Odinga. But the question that then comes is: has Raila won any election with his support? The answer, of course, is no. And if politics is all about what we call interest and personal benefits that each and all these people are going to get. That is what really matters. And what I can say is that it is challenging for him because he's also saying that at this particular time he needs to be supported, or to be supported by those that he has always supported. But again, the people he has supported, that is the side of Raila, they're saying that it is not making sense for them to support him because they've never won an election. And so kwao wanaona ni kama hawana deni lolote na wao, and that is somehow a fact. But again, sometimes the support that Kalonzo has always given to Raila has always given him the opportunity to negotiate with to negotiate, and has always assisted Raila to maintain his relevance in the field of politics. And that is why you're even currently seeing quite a number of political parties are joining hands to work together so that they can widen their bargaining powers. Raila has always survived in the field of politics because of the consistency that he has always had. Whenever elections are there, he has always mounted a team that is very strong, and not just having a strong team. He has always ensured that around him, he has brought some political parties that which can assist him in having what we call value in the political limelight. And so yes, Kalonzo can not really, yes, he can make a difference in whichever side he decides to support. Remember, in politics, even one vote is important. If Kalonzo decides to come to the side of the president and the the UDA and ODM, it will be a plus to the camp. If he then again maintains being in the position, I can still as well say that it is an added advantage to the opposition side, and the votes that is going to come with the ones from the Ukambani and the supporters around around Kenya are all valuable, and that of course can make serious political changes, or political can bring political advantages to whoever side he supports. Yes. So Joseph, I don't know whether you had given your remarks on the same.
Yes, I had given my remarks about that before.
Okay, thank you. Then Mr. Barak.
Let me just say something. It's very interesting. Miguda alisema ati Rigathi is holding on to Kalonzo hataki aende. Politicians stay where their interests are met. Nobody is holding on to anybody. Hata Ruto chaza amekatalia Raila kwa hapo because his interest is being met there. And akitaka kutoka hata kesho atatoka tu. They usually find reasons to leave coalitions. They usually find reasons to jump out of the previous agreement. So if when Kalonzo will feel that his interests are not being served where he is, he will give a reason to his supporters on the next course of action, whether joining Ruto or not joining Ruto. Same with Raila. Yeah, if you listen to him keenly today, he's sending mixed signals out there, preparing either his supporters for a surprise in 2027 or just aligning himself with Ruto in 2027, because he said that as a party they've not agreed on who to support or on whether they are fielding a candidate or not. So it means he's leaving that option open so that he's not tied down that you said this. And he cautioned part members not to talk about issues that have not been agreed by the party. And that applies to all politicians. Politicians will stick with their colleagues where they believe that their interest is being served. So I don't think that that this guy, that Rigathi Gachagua is holding on to Kalonzo. He does not want to let him go, because if Kalonzo wants to leave, he will leave. But if he wants to stay with Gachagua, he will still stay with Gachagua, because he believes that is where his interest will be served better. But him being one of the senior most politicians in our country right now, I think having him on your side will add you some value in terms of not just votes, but in terms of that that face value. I think you remember Madavadi, when Ruto joined Madavadi, even though Madavadi was not the running mate, but Madavadi brought that face value to that coalition, because now from just seeing Ruto and Rigathi, now bringing that's the face of Mudavadi on board, what added some value to that coalition, even though this did not translate into much vote, because many votes that came to Kenya Kwanza came from Bungoma County and not from Vihiga County, where Mudavadi comes from. But sometimes you just bring politicians on board because of the face that they make your coalition. It makes maybe national, give it national outlook or national appealing, and even internationally. So because the face of Kalonzo is very important. So whoever has him on his side, even though sometimes it does not translate to votes 100%, but in terms of value, because of his capacity and because of his track record, and because of what he stands for as a national leader who has been a vice president and has been a leader who has not been into much controversy, I think it is very important to the group that he's going to be with. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you so much, brother Mr. Barak. And maybe something else that I wanted to hear your take on, Joseph, is we are seeing ODM currently celebrating their 20-year birthday, let me say so. And I saw the party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, saying that they have not said that they are going to support any candidate, and that they might as well come up with they might as well come up with the presidential candidate. And again, that's put aside. We are seeing the campaigns across the country in the by-elections, and particularly in Malava, where we've seen ODM withdrew a candidate. And that brings me to this question: is ODM support for UDA in Malava a sign of future coalition? Remember, ODM is one of those political parties that has always set camp in the Western region, and they've always wanted to consistently, win the positions of they've always wanted to work with any chance that they get in the Western. What is your take? Is ODM support for UDA in Malava a sign of future coalition, Mr. Joseph?
I think that is what they have created. They want to have a coalition with UDA. So I think they have said that they are not going to support. ODM is going to support UDA in Malava, and UDA is going to support ODM in Homa Bay, in Kasipul. So I think that is a coalition they were trying to do. I don't know about further coalition, what is going to happen in 2027, but as of now, they are still one coalition, and they need to work on the by-elections that are coming. So I think ODM is trying to support UDA in the candidacy of Malava. But I also wanted to answer Barak and tell him that when Miguda was saying that Rigathi is clinging to Kalonzo, he was not meaning that that Kalonzo must stay with Rigathi, but he was meaning that Kalonzo sees good chances with Rigathi than with Ruto, because when he goes to the side of Ruto, which position will he be given? These politicians, if we say they look at their interest, they always look at the position that you're going to be given when you go as a party member. Kalonzo is in his last days of being a popular politician. If he does not make it now, I don't think Kalonzo in 2032 will be there in the politics. So I think he's also calculating his moves very carefully and checking if at the place where he can be at the right middle of the cake. It has been long since Kamba region has been in government affairs. From 2013, they have not been in government affairs. So I think he's trying to position himself in a place where he can be able to have a say and be able to help his people. But coming to that one of Malava, I think ODM is doing a coalition with UDA. But that Western is very tricky now because there is so many players in it. That Western will be a very uphill task for the by-elections in 2020 in this November coming. It will be very hard.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph. And Miguda, what is your take? Is ODM support for UDA in Malava sign of future coalition? What is your take, Miguda? And then Barak can also give us his take on the same. Miguda, maybe Barak, you can go if you are there.
Yes. Yeah, I think ODM tried to avoid direct confrontation with UDA in Malava, and because having understanding that Malulu Injendi was not an ODM member of parliament, it was prudent to allow them to field candidates there. The UDA, I think Malulu Injendi was an UDA candidate, or not an ODM candidate. So supporting withdrawing their candidature in favor of that UDA candidate normally is in a coalition is advised so that you don't get into direct confrontation, because it will bring unnecessary tension within the coalition arrangement. And even if you look at that is what DCP has done in Bear by withdrawing their candidate and allowing the DP candidate to go it. So from the united opposition. So normally, when you are in a coalition agreement with the other political parties, where you feel that they have a strong candidate, or the chances of that party winning that seat is very high, you will just withdraw your candidature so that you reduce tension, because politics is very confrontational when it comes to winning seats, because these seats sometimes they determine how much you are allocated to by this money that goes for political parties. These political party funds, it's allocated according to the numbers that you have. So many political parties will try as much as they can to win many seats on their side, so that when this money is being allocated, they get the lion's share of it. But when you want to maintain a cordial working arrangement within the coalition, it's advised that you withdraw where your partner has higher chances of winning. In terms of that translating into future working arrangement, time will tell, because in Kenyan politics, things change. You can wake up in the morning, a politician is praising one side of a coalition, then the following day they jump ship, and now they say now that is now the better option that the country can ever have. So we've seen this before, and I don't expect politicians to stop behaving the way they usually behave. So they might be in a working arrangement today, and tomorrow things will change. and they will start singing a different tune. Yeah. So I can only speak for today, but not in the future. If they will work together, if they will continue working together in future, I think time will tell. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you so much. Miguda, what is your take? Miguda? Miguda, are you there? Okay, thank you so much, viewers. This is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. Maybe something else that you can give us your take on is the issue. We are seeing consistency in goons coming out, and they're being used by the so-called politicians, especially on the way to campaigns. And my question would be, are goons becoming a political tool, or is it a threat to our democracy in the manner in which the politicians are trying to embrace and to use these particular goons? We are seeing consistent threats from even politicians and their competitors. You saw the other day what had happened in Western, where a candidate wanted to give a brief, and the goons just came in and stopped him. What is your take, Joseph, on the issue of goons? Are goons becoming a political tool or a threat to our democracy? You can also give us your take on whether from your own analysis and as a Kenyan, can IEBC manage peaceful campaigns under pressure? Because there's part of what there's part of what they are supposed to do. And of course, the issues of goons. The constitution is clear that when some politicians are misbehaving, the IBC has the mandate to punish them. Can IBC manage peaceful campaigns under pressure as well? You can give us your take on the same, Joseph.
Thank you for that question. I want to start by saying IBC is a toothless body. There is nothing they can do. Then if there is goons or politicians have goons, there is nothing they can do to the politicians. So that one is like the same body called NCIC. And NCIC, there is no difference. All of them, they are very toothless bodies. They only bark, but they cannot bite. But for the goons, this one will be there always in the campaign trail. It's a must. Every politician will have his own team and his own goons. Some of them use the goons to try disrupt other people's campaign trail. Goons, others use goons to try and disrupt the times of electioneering period when we are going for elections, and some use the goons in even trying to stuff the ballots and trying even to steal the elections. So this happens in Kenya, and it's not that it's going to change this 2027. It's still going to be there. First, now even it is becoming, the goons have become this, like they have been given a certificate of doing their goonism. So right now they have the free will to do their goonism without before they were being, sometimes the police was undermined by trying to arrest some of them, but now they have the full certificate to do their goonism. You can see them even in the streets of Nairobi. So what does that tell you? It's telling you that during the electioneering period and the campaign period, we are going to have people who have employed these goons to be able to disrupt some people's campaigns, and that is what is going to happen. But it is very reckless and very dangerous, because if they are going to disrupt somebody's meeting, and then the other politician is going to employ his own goons and send them to the other politician's meeting, one day they are going to come together and the goons are going to start fighting, and that is how you prepare a recipe for chaos in the country. So I think goonism has been there, but now it is becoming to another scale, which is very dangerous, because even the police cannot be able even to hold these goons. I think they have more certificate. They have been given certificate of doing goodism, or they have been given a license of doing goonism in the country. So I think this is what is happening now in the sad affairs of our country. That even you can be robbed in broad daylight by these goons and nothing happens, and no action is taken. So that is the sad affairs of our country, and I think it's getting worse and worse. We are entering campaign periods of the by-elections, I think it will be even worse. So if the police don't take charge of this, or the administration which is in power, if does not take charge of this, maybe even they might be think maybe if the politicians are trying to employ these goons, maybe they might react back on them. So I think this manner of goonism, it's a thing that has been left by the past, but still people are using it, and it's very barbaric. I would like to say to the politicians trying to use these things, shame on them, because this is what makes a country go down the hill. So I think that is my take.
Okay, thank you. Barak, what is your take on this before we get to the final? Are goons becoming a political tool or a threat to our democracy? Can the IBC manage a peaceful campaigns under pressure?
Kenyan politics has always been characterized by goonism, and that is why you'll hear so many groups calling themselves Jeshi la Mzee, Taliban, Sungu, Chingororo, because these are just small goons that were created by politicians to serve their political interests. And if you look at the history of this country, it has been happening. And that is why you see even the Mungiki, I don't know the word, they have been here. They are being used by the politicians. Once their usefulness has been overtaken by events, they start being outlawed as illegal groupings. And Kenyans need to learn from Sudan. The RSF, the Rapid Special Forces, they were just a small group that was created by al-Bashir to fight his political wars. That group has now made Sudan to be politically unstable up to now, because they usually organize themselves, and now they become a threat to the national security. And the politics of Kenya, because of the monetary attachment to the politics of Kenya, where you need to have a lot of money so that you can run a campaign, and that money normally is gotten illegally. That's why it is very easy for the people who acquire those funds illegally to hire goons, because goons are very cheap as long as you can buy them few rolls of bang and some bottles of changa. They will do your dirty jobs for you, and they will be beating up everybody who's coming on your way. So even not even good people who are just civilized, going to attack another person in a hotel in Bungoma because that person had talked about their party leader. I think Kenyans don't understand the meaning of democracy. Because if you are ready to fight to engage in a physical war with others because they are not supporting the person you are supporting, then I think we do not really understand democracy. And that's why I think Kenya is not yet mature for democracy. Because democracy means that I respect your opinion, and I defend your right to express your opinion. It is not just that I say my opinion, and once I say my opinion, you are now on my neck. Why is it that I'm not sharing the same opinion with you with yourself? So I think we don't really understand this democracy, and that's why you find that goons business is going to thrive, especially as we approach to 2027 election, because the most of the politicians that we have elected in parliament, and even in governors and even president, they believe in using goons to fight their political battles, and that's a very dangerous state where we are as a country. And I think if that is not managed very well, then we might be staring at Armageddon in 2027. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you so much. Miguda, are you there? Miguda? think Miguda is not in. Barak, maybe my last question to you is what do these by-election campaigns reveal about voters' mood in 2025? And then you can give us your final remarks.
Come again, please. I've not gotten your question.
I'm saying that what do these campaigns reveal about voters' mood in 2025?
2025, the year we are in right now, I think we are just going back to regional politics where people defend their party because they believe that party belongs to them. Because that is why you see even other parties withdrawing and allowing others to go, because they believe that regionalism. You remember, DP say that this seat belongs to us, so allow us to fill, and they agreed. Same with UDA in Malava. That goes the same way with in Baringo. So I think there is nothing much that is going to happen from this by-election that you can really use to predict the 2027 election. I think if we could have been having maybe some seats from metro cosmopolitan areas where we have different communities, where there's no much dominance of one community, I think that could have been used as a yardstick to measure what would happen in future in 2027. But this most of these parliamentary seats were just in rural constituencies where they are controlled by one, either because Western Kenya, this battle of supremacy between Madavadi, Eugene, and Wetangula, and it's playing out even if you look at how they are fielding candidates. Yeah, because the Eugene want to say, okay, I am the leader of DPCP and we can win seats even in Kakamega County. And Kakamega County is very near to with the Viga County, and Mosale also want to stamp his authority as the de facto leader of Luya community. So these are just regional supremacy battles that are not going really to give us a clear picture of what will happen in future. But anyway, we'll wait and see once the campaign starts officially, and how that is going to unfold, so that it can even help us to inform us on the mood on the ground, and how the voters might really vote in 2027, especially from Malava and Bere, and also that is it in Magarini or in Kilifi County?
Yeah, in Magarini, in Banesa.
Magarini. Banisa, I think, is a bit neutral because Northern Kenya, they are not really much. Northern Kenya, they have what we call negotiated democracy, where the elders will call you and they will instruct you on what to do, and others will just follow. So I think them, if they agree to vote for him because they are pro Ruto or they are against Ruto, that is what most of them will follow. But I think Duale will also want to influence that one, so that he is seen as the leader of the north of the Somali community in government, because they are also negotiating for a higher stake in government as the Somali community. I don't know if you saw where they were in, I think somewhere in Wajir meeting other Somali communities, and even Junet was there. So they also want to align themselves with the government so that they can negotiate for a higher stake in government. So just about interest, but in terms of the real voters giving us a clear picture of what to expect in 2027, I don't think that will be very clear from these by-elections. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Your last remarks, Mr. Barak. Apparently, Migoda seems to be, I don't know whether he's there or not.
Well, thank you so much. It was nice. I think it was a nice session. And thank you for all those who joined in the comment section, Misiani, Austin, Judith, and the rest, and also Brother Ben, Miguda, yourself, and Joseph. And I looking forward to seeing you again next time. And I know the weekend was good in terms of those who love football. I know that today we are having a Ballon d'Or winner there in France. I hope that they will be fair this time because they are normally known not to be fair. And if I think even Real Madrid has boycotted that ceremony because they say that it does not really reflect the reality of football. So I think the organizers of Ballon d'Or should call themselves to order because we are very unfortunate that uh, having been given a lot of respect by the football community, they are now being castigated as being corrupt. When you are told you are unfair, it means you are corrupt. So they should try to be fair so that whatever player they are going to settle on, the football community is going to be convinced that he was actually the best player who deserved that Ballon d'Or. Otherwise, when we beat small teams like Chelsea, we don't brag because tumezoea kufanya vitu kama hizo. Have a nice time and see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Barak, for finding time to be with us. Thank you, Mr. Miguda, Joseph, and Brother Ben as well for finding time to join us. We really appreciate. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and say a big thank you to our viewers for finding time to join us as well this evening. May God bless you, and I want to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed evening, a blessed morning, a blessed night from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow.